Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm back with some healthy desserts. You guys seem to love these videos the most. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I make tons of healthy, delicious recipes that are good for you and taste amazing as well. And let's just get right into the recipes. So the first one we're making is this apple spice cookie skillet. It is delicious and perfect for fall. I'm starting off with almond flour. This base is similar to my chocolate chip skillet cookie base, but we're just going to make a few twists on them for all the different flavors in this video. So I'm using almond flour. It's high in protein, vitamin E, healthy fats. It's my favorite flour to bake with, along with some baking soda, which just helps the cookies kind of rise. Some Himalayan salt balances your pH. It's got lots of different minerals in it. And then I'm adding in some apple spice. You can also do cinnamon in here as well. Apple spice just has things like nutmeg and cinnamon and all those kind of warming spices for the fall. A little bit of maple syrup for sweetness, along with some vanilla. Vanilla is just so essential in baking and adds so much great flavor. And then I'm adding in some coconut oil, which helps it bind. You definitely want to make sure you melt the coconut oil as well so that it mixes together more smoothly. I'm adding in 2 tablespoons of almond butter. You can do any kind of nut or seed butter here. You can do sunflower seed butter, peanut butter, cashew butter, whatever you like. And then I'm adding in some of an egg. You just need 1 egg or 1 flax egg, whichever you prefer. And then you just need to mix that together until you get a nice smooth cookie batter. And what's going to make this even more better are the chunks of apple in this cookie. So I am going to chop up a Honeycrisp apple. Honeycrisp is my favorite kind of apple, like by far, let alone to bake with. I find that it really holds up in both crisps and this cookie skillet and anything like that, because you don't want it to get too mushy where it kind of just falls apart into almost applesauce. So you want like a nice sturdy apple, like a Honeycrisp. So I'm just slicing that into cubes. You can definitely take the skin off if you want, but I like keeping the skin on because there's a lot of vitamins and minerals in the skin that you're going to miss out on if you take it off. And it does get nice and soft once we bake it. So I would keep the skin on if you're okay with that. And then I'm just putting that into a skillet. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, you can definitely just do this in any kind of round pan. But skillet's kind of popular for making these types of cookie cakes. But like I said, either one will work. And once that is in the oven cooking, I'm just making some cinnamon apples with the other half of the apple. So we put half of it in the cookie, and then with the other half, I'm just going to brown them and kind of cook them on the top, because I'm going to put that on top of the cookie itself, and we kind of have this overflowing yummy apples. I'm cooking it in a little bit of vanilla ghee, and the vanilla ghee is super delicious. Put that on top of the cookie, drizzle on some coconut butter, and you have this perfectly warm apple spice cookie skillet. This is definitely one of my favorite recipes I've made lately, so I would highly recommend making this one. Next up, we're making a pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. So again, this is similar to the base of my regular skillet cookie. And if you haven't seen that one, it's like a crowd pleaser. I've made it for so many friends and family and they all love it. So I'll leave that video down below. And as well, all the recipes for all videos are going to be down below as well. And I'm using, again, almond flour as my base. If you want to substitute this, you can, just not with coconut flour. Baking soda, Himalayan salt, as you guys saw, the same base as before. But this time we're going to add in a 1/4 cup of pumpkin. And you want to get pure pumpkin puree, not anything with any sugar, just 100% pumpkin. A couple tablespoons of maple syrup to kind of balance out the pumpkin, as well as some coconut oil. Again, it's part of the similar base you guys have seen me make before. Of course, we need some pumpkin spice, which has a blend of cinnamon and cardamom and all those great warming spices. Again, an egg just to bind everything together, and then you fold that together, and that's going to be your pumpkin cookie base. Once that's mixed together, I'm adding in a couple handfuls of these dairy-free chocolate chips. I like the ones from Enjoy Life because they're egg-free, soy-free, dairy-free. They're just free of a lot of allergens, so they're really good for baking. Again, putting that in my skillet, but if you don't have a skillet, you can use any kind of round baking dish. Just make sure it's one that's fairly the same size as a cast iron. Otherwise, the baking time will vary. And once that's done, I'm just drizzling it more with a little bit of chocolate on the top. This is totally optional, but this is so delicious. The pumpkin is understated in this, so it's not too pumpkin-y, but it adds a nice flavor to an otherwise like just basic chocolate chip cookie. Perfect for fall, a crowd pleaser, and it freezes well too. And lastly, we're making a Samoa brownie skillet. So I wanted to make a twist on a brownie type skillet and added a little bit something different. So I'm using some cacao in place of half of the cup of almond flour that I usually use in my base. So it's half a cup of cacao and 1 cup of almond flour. And this is what's going to add the nice chocolatiness to this brownie. Adding in some baking soda, as you guys have seen in the other 2 recipes, as well as some vanilla. You guys are experts by now at the Skillet cookie base. And then I'm adding in, again, 2 tablespoons of almond butter. You can do any kind of nut or seed butter you want here. And it just really helps to not only make this filling, but also helps the texture of the cookie as well. Coconut oil, maple syrup. You guys know the show by now. And then I'm adding in an egg. Again, you can use a flax egg as well, and stirring that together. So what I really like is that you can make a base of this and then just mix up the recipes however you like. I added in a little bit of almond milk just because the batter is a bit thicker depending on your cacao powder. So I added in about 2 tablespoons just to make it the perfect consistency. And then you need to press that down into your cast iron. You want to make sure that you do grease your cast iron beforehand. While that's in the oven, I'm toasting some coconut and making the caramel. So I'm using some vanilla and some dates. I blended that together, and then I'm going to sprinkle the toasted coconut once that is done from the oven on top. So this is going to make the Samoa part with a little bit of the caramel, the toasted coconut, and then drizzling it on the top with some melted chocolate, some dairy-free. And there you go. You have your Samoa brownie skillet. This is such a twist and a good, alternative to just a basic brownie, but you got a little bit of coconut and a little bit of melted chocolate. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know down below any certain recipes that you want me to make or any types of recipes, whether you want lunches, dinners, anything like that. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.